If you've been thinking about investing for a while and you've finally taken the plunge to become an investor, firstly, great job for taking your personal finances into your own hands. I'm sure you've made the right decision for your situation. And of course, congratulations. Welcome to the world of investing. To get started and to get the ball rolling, you'll need to choose an investment platform to buy and sell the stocks and shares that make up your portfolio. In today's video, I'll be guiding you through the Trading 212 app. It's essentially a commission-free investing platform that allows you to buy fractional shares with great functionality, so it's suitable for beginners and more experienced investors alike. There are more reasons why I and many others like Trading 212 as a platform, and I do run through these reasons in more detail in my Best Stocks and Shares ICE video. I'll link it somewhere at the top and also in the video description down below as well. One thing I do want to mention early on is don't be fooled by the name Trading 212. The platform does offer riskier trading options, which I'll touch on a bit later in the video, but it also caters for the more run-of-the-mill, set-and-forget type investing for its general investing and ISA accounts, which honestly is the best way to go if you're a long-term investor. If you sign up to Trading 212 by clicking the link in the description below and deposit just £1 or more, you'll get a free share up to the value of £100. I'll get a random free share as well. So a really great way to get started with a bonus share. Okay, so once you've clicked the link below, clicked on the claim free shares button and filled in your email address, you'll be prompted to download the app from whichever mobile app store you use. Once you've downloaded Trading 212 and provided all the usual personal details, you'll have 3 sub-accounts within the app to choose. Now, you can dabble in all 3 of these if you like, but I would urge you to steer clear of the CFD side of the platform if you're a beginner especially. This is the riskier trading side of the app I mentioned earlier. CFDs, or contract for difference, is where you're basically speculating on the price movement of an asset over a very short space of time, and you're betting on whether the price will move up or down. It's really high risk, and even Trading 212's own figures reveal that 81% of retail investors actually lose money trading CFDs. So probably one to avoid if you don't know what you're doing. I personally would only ever use the ISA or the general investment account. They function in much the same way in this app, except that any gains you make on your ISA investments are sheltered from tax, and you can pay in up to £20,000 each tax year. Again, I talk extensively about stocks and shares ISAs in previous videos, which I'll link down below, so won't go into too much detail here. As a beginner, I would start with an ISA account first if you can, and if you end up maxing that out with the full £20,000 in a single tax year, switch over to the general investment account, which has no upper limit as to how much you can deposit. But just be aware that general investment accounts are tax liable. Okay, so I'm going to take you through some of the different functions and features in the Trading 212 app. I'm actively using the ISA account at the moment for my own investment, so I'll take you through this general investing account, which I've funded with £10, which you should hopefully see on screen now, just to keep things a bit clean and simple so it's easier to follow along. So when you first go into the Trading 212 general investment account here, you'll be taken to the main homepage where there's quite a bit going on. So let's just break it down a little bit. At the top of the screen is a round orange icon, which tells you which account you're actually using. So in this case, INB is the general investment account, and if you were using the ISA, it would show a red icon to indicate the acronym ISA. So you can click on the orange invest button in the top left corner just to switch between the different sub-accounts and also get a good overview of your Trading 212 portfolio. So it shows 3 key values. The bottom left in green, you've got your free funds, so all the funds you've got available ready to invest. The bottom right in blue is the value of your portfolio, so the money you've already invested within the Trading 212 app. And then the value in the middle of the pie chart is these 2 figures combined, so the total value of your account. You can also access these details if you click the drop-down menu right next to the portfolio value at the top of your screen, like this, and it brings you to exactly the same information. So also what you have at the top of the screen is the list of stocks that Trading 212 has generated automatically by default. So they're divided into different categories. So you've got my watch list, popular stocks, US stocks, UK stocks, new stocks that have just arrived onto the Trading 212 platform recently, upcoming earnings. So these are companies that are due to release their earnings data quite soon, just to prepare you in time for any potential price changes, so you can make adjustments accordingly, which can be quite useful. And then the final category, which are ETFs or exchange traded funds, which are basically a basket of different shares rather than buying individual stocks. So I've done quite a few videos on ETFs, which I'll link in the description below if you want to check those out. But essentially, they're a really cost-effective way to invest passively over the long term. So you can actually create your own watch list as well using the plus icon here. So say, for example, you wanted to create a section for electrical vehicle stocks you're wanting to monitor over a certain period of time. So you could do this quite easily by typing in your heading, which I'll do now, and then click create. And there you have it. You've got your own section for electrical vehicles. And if you wanted to edit that, or if you wanted to delete it, you would just click on the settings icon in the top right corner of the tab, and you can change the name, or you can actually delete it. So I'll delete it for now, just to show you how that works. There you go. So you're just back to the final tab being ETFs. Right, so that's the homepage covered. So how do you actually go about searching for stocks that you might want to add to your wish list or go about buying? We'll come back to the pie chart at the bottom of the screen a bit later. But if we skip across to the magnifying glass and click on that, you'll see that a search box comes up where you can actually search for the investment that you're looking for. So if it's an individual stock you're looking for, you might want to search by the name or the actual ticker code. So say you were keen to invest in Amazon, for example. If you start typing Amazon in the search box, you can already see that it comes up with the ticker code AMZN, the full company Amazon.com Inc., and the stock exchange that it's actually listed on, the New York NASDAQ. So we'll click on that and it brings you to the information page for Amazon, which is what we were looking for. That's great. So at the top of the screen, you've got the price Amazon is currently trading at. It's $116.27 at the time of recording. So the price is static at the moment because I'm recording when the stock market is closed, but it usually fluctuates up and down as you're browsing through the app during open hours. So this is something to remember if the price keeps changing on you when you're on this page. Don't be alarmed, the app isn't glitching out on you. Just below the buy button here, it also tells you whether the market is open or closed. So the moment it's closed, and if you click on the closed icon, you'll get a countdown for when the market actually reopens again. So in this case, the NASDAQ reopens in 9 hours, 37 minutes. That being said, you don't have to actually wait for markets to open before you can purchase shares in companies. So I'll show you this in a minute. Let's quickly go over some of the key metrics that you'll see on this page. The main one is obviously the stock chart, which shows the price changes of Amazon shares over a certain time frame, which you can modify using the horizontal axis below. So you can change it to 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, etc. And the price change as both a number and percentage will be shown just below the current share price at the top. So if we look back over a 3-month period, we'll see an increase in the share price of just over $19 or 19.62%. With the chart, you're also able to change the chart period depending on how much detail you need. So if you click the slider icon at the bottom right of the chart, you can actually change the period from 1 minute to 5-minute chunks, 10-minute chunks, all the way up to 1 month, which kind of gives you a more zoomed out, holistic view. So these charts are just a really useful way to look at the price movement of different stocks and shares, just to get a perspective on the health of a company. But historic prices aren't the only metric that we should be using to pick our investments, as past performance isn't always a good indicator of future performance, as we all know. But it's a good place to start to monitor companies and kind of see how they respond to changes in the market. Obviously, as investors, we want the share price to rally after we buy into a certain company. And if you're looking for passive income, you want companies that are regularly paying dividends and increasing them over time. But unfortunately, this isn't always guaranteed. The only thing that we can really do at our end that's effective is carry out our own due diligence and research to just make sure that we're investing in good quality assets. One of the other ways the app helps you to monitor price changes as they happen is the price alerts feature. It's quite self-explanatory, but it allows you to actually set an alert for when the price of a stock changes. So if we go back to the Amazon main page, and under price alerts, you'll see a blue clock button. So if you click on that and either insert desired price yourself, or you can use the percentage buttons below, and the app will actually autofill the desired price against the current value. You can use the arrow buttons on the right side to make smaller adjustments if you like, but for now I'll just stick to -5% and then press the set price alert button, and as you can see it's showing under the price alert tab down below. So if you want to make any adjustments to that, you just click on it and you can edit it, or if you click on the cross that's kind of grayed out to the right hand side, you can actually delete the price alert and it will just disappear. So other key metrics that you've got on this page include the price range of the stock over the course of a day, the market cap data, revenue, the dividend yield. There's actually nothing showing for Amazon because they don't currently pay a dividend. The price to earnings ratio, which isn't currently showing for Amazon for some reason, but it's often a good indicator to see how undervalued or overvalued a stock price is at a point in time. You can also click here on the More Ratios button to dive a bit deeper into these metrics. I won't run through everything now, but I'd encourage you to have a look and do some research and see how it might be able to help you with your own stock analysis. Also, on this main Amazon page, you've got some high-level company financials data from the last 3 years or so. So this includes income statements, balance sheets, cash flow charts, etc. And if you click on more financials, you'll get this data broken down into more detail for further analysis. Below that, you've got some general information about the company. And also, if you click on instrument details here, this is where you'll usually find the most recent annual report for the company that you're looking into. Or if you're looking at an ETF, this is where you'll find the key information document by the ETF provider. As I mentioned before, you can add this stock to your watch list by clicking the circular plus icon in the bottom right corner and either adding it to the My Watch List tab or just creating a new watch list like so. So say if I wanted to create a tech stock watch list, I'll click on create. So that's done. And then if I go back to the home page and then scroll across, you can actually see the watch list that I created is shown in the top right corner with Amazon stock included. So I'll delete this for now, and then we'll go back to the Amazon page and I can show you how to buy some Amazon shares. It's quite straightforward. You just click on the big buy button here and you'll be presented with 4 different options. Also, importantly, you'll need to deposit funds into your account before you can make a purchase. So you'll probably be prompted to do this after you've downloaded the app initially, or if not, you can click on the Add Cash button to the left of the value icon and select your preferred payment method. I already have my bank account linked, but you've got the option of an instant bank transfer, which is pretty immediate, or a regular bank transfer, which can take up to 2 days. You can also use a credit or debit card and Google Pay, but bear in mind that once you've transferred a total of £2,000 using these methods, a 0.7% fee is actually applied thereafter, so it could get quite expensive if you keep using these methods. Okay, so back to the buy options. You've got a simple market order, which is essentially buying into the market in real time if the market is open, or placing a pending order if the market is closed. You can either enter a certain value of shares, so for example £1, which is the very minimum that you can order using this app. You can use the slider here as well, either to increase or decrease the value, but it won't let you enter anything higher than your available funds, in this case £10. You can also purchase by specifying a certain number of shares. So if you click on the drop-down menu and select the second option, number of shares, you can either put in the number of shares you want to buy or let the slider bar work it out for you. So I'll use the value tab and place an order for £1 worth of Amazon shares, which gets me, are you ready for it? 0.0107 shares in Amazon. Wonderful. So I'll click review order, which brings up a summary of the transaction, and then I'll click send buy order. Now, because the market is currently closed as I'm filming, my order will sit as a pending order on my account, which you can see just below the chart here. And also, if you go back to the home page and bring up my portfolio details, you'll see the £1 used to buy my fraction of a share in Amazon has been reserved within my account. So now I have £9 remaining to spend on other stocks and shares that I wish to buy. If we then navigate to the pie chart icon, which I skipped earlier, you'll see under investments that my shares order is also shown here as well. And this section will automatically populate itself as you buy more investments over time. So let's head back to the Amazon page and the buy button. So other than buying via a market order, you can also place limit orders, stop orders, and stop limit orders. I won't go through all of these now, but if we look quickly at the limit order tab, with this option, you can actually set the maximum price you're willing to pay per share, and the platform will automatically place an order for you when the share price reaches the amount specified. So for example, say I wanted to place a limit order to buy Amazon shares, I'd first enter the amount of shares that I wanted to buy. So I know that I can purchase 0.09 shares with the amount of funds that I have available. And then below that, you actually enter the price that you're willing to pay. So Amazon shares are selling for $116.27 at the moment. So if I put in 100, you can also indicate when you want the limit order to expire, either end of day or good till cancelled. So just like a market order, you can click review and then hopefully send the buy order to be processed. So there again, you can actually see it below pending order 0.09 shares at $100. Randomly, with a limit order, you're not able to place an order worth more than 95% of your free funds. If you try this, then you get an error message and have to reduce your order down to 95%, which is really strange because this isn't the case with the market order option where you can quite rightly spend 100% of your available funds. It's really odd. I'm not sure why that's the case. But anyway, something to note. If you want to sell your shares at some point down the line, then this is super easy to do as well. If you're a long-term investor, it's probably unlikely you'll be doing lots of selling. But say you want to sell to rebalance your portfolio, or maybe you're changing your investment strategy and your current investments no longer align with your investing goals. Then to sell, you just click on the sell button on the stock information page and follow the same process that you would for buying. So either enter the value that you want to buy into or the number of shares. That's pretty much the buying and selling process wrapped up and should be enough to help get you started investing with the Trading 212 app. Just a few things to note. If we go back to the pie chart icon at the bottom of the screen here, not only can you review your entire investment portfolio once you start to build out different positions, but you can also make use of Trading 212's pie feature. Essentially, a pie is a collection of stocks and ETFs that you can create to help you keep your portfolio diversified and balanced over the long term. So each stock is presented as a slice of the pie, and you can create more than one pie, and each one can hold up to 50 stocks and shares. So I'll quickly create a pie now just to show you how easy it is. So I'll click on Create Pie, Add Instruments, and what I'll do, I'll just add 5 most popular stocks from Trading 212's top picks. So let's do Amazon, Apple, Tesla, Alphabet, and Meta. So as you can see, all the company icons have come up at the bottom here. So I'll click on the arrow, and once your pie is created, you can actually adjust the percentage allocations to suit your investment goals. So say if I wanted to increase the proportion of Amazon by 10%, I can just adjust the slider and increase to 30%. And as you play around with the different allocations, you'll notice the round circle to the bottom right of the main pie is kind of pulsating. So that means that you haven't quite got to the 100% mark yet. So you need to keep playing around with the allocations to get down to 100%, Or what you can do is actually click on the pulsating pie there and proportionally redistribute all slices to 100%. So it'll actually do it for you automatically. Click confirm, and there you go. You've got a reallocation of the percentages to suit your investment strategy. And once you're happy with the pie, if you click next, you have the option to auto-invest, automate your deposits, or invest manually. When you auto-invest, the app actually brings up a projected value for your investments based on how long you want to invest for, how often, and the amounts that you'll actually be investing, which is quite interesting to play around with. Obviously, there are no absolute guarantees that every investment will perform as expected, so I'll just take this information with a pinch of salt just for a bit of fun. So once you've filled in the key details for your depositing schedule, which I'll quickly do now, you can click next and name your pie. And there you have it, ready to go. Hopefully easy as pie. You do have the option to share your pie with other users as well via Trading 212's pie library, where there are literally hundreds, if not thousands of pies created by other investors. You've got everything from dividend pies, growth pies, EV and green energy pies, speculative pies, enough pies to open a bakery basically. Remember that these pies are created by retail investors like you and me, so definitely do your own research before blindly copying other people's pies, just to make sure they're suited to your own investment needs. Now, I'll quickly run through some practicalities that might be useful for you if you're new to navigating the Trading 212 app. So if we move over to the hamburger menu at the bottom right here and scroll down, you can actually switch to practice mode. So this is basically a demo version of an investing account, and you're given £5,000 in virtual money to practice making your own purchases, which I think is a really good feature to help build confidence when investing. There are also some other features under this menu, so if you click out of that, scroll back up and click on Get Free Shares, just like the referral link I shared with you in the video description below, you can also nab yourself some free shares if you share the link with friends or family that you think might be interested in investing. So it's a really good incentive to sign up. You're also able to move deposited funds between accounts. So under the Manage Funds menu, I can actually move money between my ISA and my general investing account, or vice versa. So it's a really useful way to easily use up any cash that you might have sitting in an account. Just above that option, you can withdraw funds as well. So say if you deposit an incorrect amount, or you just want to withdraw some gains rather than reinvest them, then you can withdraw these funds at no extra cost, unlike some other platforms like eToro, which charge a withdrawal fee. The Trading 212 app does have a dedicated social section as well, so you can set up a profile and get involved with the various communities and customize your feed to make it relevant to you. You can also access the public pies from here as well, which I mentioned earlier, and have a bit of a browse through those. One final thing to mention is to make sure you have your two-factor authentication set up to make sure your account is as secure as possible. And if you're not prompted to do this when you first sign up to the app, you can access this through your settings and then account security, and you've got the two-factor authentication tab there. All in all, I really like the Trading 212 app for general investing into my ISA. It has a good range of features, it's simple to use, and it's really low cost. So I think going forward, I'm going to feature the app in future videos to share my investments and my general strategy when it comes to investing. So do subscribe if that's the kind of content that interests you. If you've made it to the end of this video, then thanks so much for watching. I hope it was useful and valuable for you. And as always, I will see you in the next one.